Growing up is interesting, it's funny, and it's something that no one can really prepare you for. When you're younger, you think adults have everything figured out. Like at some point, a switch flips, and all of a sudden, you just know what you're supposed to be doing. You know your purpose, you know the right decisions to make, you feel confident all the time. At least that's what I thought. But the older I get, the more I realize something no one really tells you. Growing up isn't about suddenly having all the answers. It's about realizing life is a lot messier than what we imagined, and that's actually okay. Nobody has it figured out. I remember the moment I started realizing something strange. The adults I thought had it all together were still trying to figure things out too. We're talking about people with careers, people with families, people who appeared successful, but the reality was they were still asking questions, still making mistakes, still wondering if they were making the right choices. And that realization was shocking at first, because your whole life you're waiting for this moment where you finally feel like a real adult. But what if being an adult isn't about having everything figured out? What if it's about learning how to move forward even when you don't? That realization changed how I see life. Your plans will change. Another thing nobody really talks about is how different life ends up looking from what we imagine. When we're younger, we create this timeline in our heads. By this age, I'll be married. By this age, I'll have children. By this age, I'll be here in my career. By this age, I'll have this figured out. But life doesn't follow timelines the way we expect it to. Dreams change, priorities shift. Sometimes the things you once thought you wanted don't even matter to you anymore, and that can feel unsettling, but it could also be incredibly freeing. Because growing up isn't about following a linear plan you made years ago. It's about discovering who you are now. Some people won't understand your growth. Here's another quiet truth about growing up. Not everyone is going to understand the person you are becoming. Sometimes the more you grow, the more certain relationships start to feel different. You might notice conversations start changing, values shifting. You might even start realizing that some people only knew an older version of you. And when you start evolving, they don't always evolve with you. That can be one of the hardest parts of growing up, but it's also one of the most honest. Because growth often means choosing authenticity, even if it changes the dynamics around you. Stop caring what others think. One of the most unexpected parts about growing up is realizing how much of your life used to revolve around what other people thought. When you're younger, approval can feel like everything. You want to be liked, you want to fit in, you want to be understood. But as time goes on, something slowly shifts. You start realizing that no matter what you do, someone will always have an opinion. And once that really sinks in, something powerful happens. You start making decisions based less on approval and more on alignment. What feels right to you? What makes sense for your life? What actually brings you peace? And that kind of freedom is something that no one really explains ahead of time. And if they do, it's mostly something people fully understand as they grow into it. Confidence looks different. When I was younger, I thought confidence meant having everything together, knowing exactly where you're going, never doubting yourself. But the confidence that comes with growing up, it's different. It's quieter. It's the confidence that comes from experience, from going through things you thought you couldn't handle and realizing you survived them, from learning lessons that shaped you, from understanding that even if life throws something unexpected your way, you'll figure it out. And the older you get, the more you start trusting yourself in ways you never did before. Mistakes are normal, even when mistakes are made more often than you can imagine. Another thing that nobody really tells you about growing up is how many mistakes you're going to make along the way. When you're younger, mistakes can feel terrifying. Like one wrong decision might ruin everything. You worry about choosing the wrong path, the wrong job, the wrong relationship, the wrong opportunity. But the older you get, you realize something surprising. Most mistakes aren't the end of your story. They're part of how your story unfolds. They teach you things you would have never learned otherwise. They show you what doesn't work. They push you in new directions. Growing up slowly teaches you that mistakes aren't proof that you're failing. They're proof that you're actually living. The reality of time. Here's another strange thing about growing up. Time starts to feel different. When you're younger, a year feels like forever. Summer feels endless. Everything feels slow. But the older you get, you notice how quickly time moves. Months pass, years pass. Life keeps unfolding. And that realization can be crazy, but it can also be a powerful reminder that the moments you are living right now, the conversations, the lessons, the people around you, they're all part of the story you'll one day look back on. Growing up has a way of making you appreciate time differently. You start realizing that life is not just about the big milestones. It's also about the everyday moments in between. If there's one thing I've learned about growing up, it's that no one really has it all figured out. We're all just learning as we go, and we'll continue to. Making mistakes, changing directions, becoming slightly different versions of ourselves along the way. And honestly, that's part of the beauty of it. So if you're in a phase of life where things feel uncertain or confusing or different than what you expected, you're probably not doing life wrong. You're probably just growing. If this video resonated with you, I would love to hear from you in the comments. What's something about growing up that surprised you? If you like the conversation, don't forget to like and subscribe so that you don't miss the next one. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you on the next video.